So fantastic. This evening, I want you guys all to just take a moment as we settle in for a meditation to genuinely take some time and congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Remind yourself that you are taking care of yourself and how dearly important that is. Not just for the fact that you're here for all of us, but you're also here for you, and that's a beautiful thing. So don't forget to pat yourself on the back. So go ahead and get in whatever meditative position works for you this evening. If that's lying down, that's terrific. If it's sitting upright, good straight back. But maybe tonight you're doing the ironing or working under the car, just whatever works for you. And we're just going to take a couple minutes to get in touch with our breathing. I'm going to hold or take 3 very deep, slow inhalations. I'm going to hold them for a slow count of 8. And I'm going to release for a slow count of 8. But you do whatever breathing works for you. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. This evening, as we get in touch with our breath, just take a moment and be mindful of the tension that may taking residence up in your head or in your neck, and just slowly but gently let go of that tension. Let it roll down through the shoulders, down through your back, down through the arms. Any tension that's up top, just gently release it out of the palms of your hands. As you inhale, take in the oxygen, feel the energy and nourishment it brings. And as you exhale, just let go of the day. Let the tension fall. And just breathe. Be mindful of any tension that might reside in your chest, in the back, down through the solar plexus, down through the hips. Just let any tension or stress roll down the body, through the legs, past the knees, and out the bottom of your feet. Mother Earth is happy to take the tension today. Feel connected, be at peace, and just breathe. This month, Julia's brought forward the masculine energy in fatherhood. There's so many people on the planet, so many different ways of looking at things, different definitions. I read somebody's explanation of masculine energy. I'll share that with you. Let the words just roll over the top of you. There's so many points of view, so if it doesn't resonate, fantastic. And then I'm going to share a meditation and an exercise by Thich Nhat Hanh. But to begin with, masculine energy is the force of action in the world. It is the force that creates change and moves things forward. Masculine energy can be directly outward towards the world, while the feminine energy is directed inwardly towards ourselves. Masculine energy is focused on doing things and making changes, while feminine energy is focused on being and becoming. In relationships, masculine and feminine energies are balanced by their complementary nature. When masculine and feminine energies come together, they create a complete whole, a balanced partnership. Masculine energy takes what it wants from life through action, while feminine energy receives from life through surrendering to its flow. And just breathe. Thich Nhat Hanh was giving a teaching at Plum Village where he resides. For those of you who don't know Thich Nhat Hanh, no longer with us, but a great Buddhist monk from Vietnam. He was asked, shared a story of a young man that couldn't forgive his father. When he tried to think of his father, it overwhelmed him. He couldn't bear to write a letter to his father. His father had passed away, and he was unable to reconcile with him. When Thich Nhat Hanh learned of this, he offered the exercise of the 5-year-old boy. So just take a moment as you're safe and secure, grounded in Mother Earth. Imagine yourself as a child, a little boy or a little girl, 5 or 6 years old, kindergarten age. And as you breathe in, see yourself as a 5-year-old. And as you exhale, smile to the 5-year-old that is you. Thich Nhat Hanh asked this David to practice for a week during walking meditation, during sitting meditation, doing things in the garden, in the kitchen, and so on. As you breathe in, see yourself as a 5-year-old child. You can touch your vulnerability and fragility. At this age, we are so fragile that even a stern look from an adult can create a wound. When your mother or father shouts at you to shut up, you may receive another deep wound in your heart. As a 5-year-old child, you have suffering and difficulties. Sometimes you try to express them to your father or your mother, but they are not patient enough to listen, and you don't have enough words. You try your best, but they get irritated, and then they shout at you. It's like a bucket of ice water poured on your heart. The next time you won't dare to try to share your feelings. You are fragile, vulnerable as a 5-year-old child. And when you see that, make compassion rise within you. Just breathe in. See yourself as a 5-year-old child. Just breathe out and smile to that 5-year-old child who is me. When you're able to identify the child in you, you soon realize that your child is always alive and needs your care. You may have deserted your child for a long time. Your child may be deeply wounded. You may need help and embrace and heal your child so the wounds won't remain forever. Every mindful in-breath, every mindful out-breath, every peaceful step, every smile is an act of liberation. Breathe in. You're safe. You are a child. Breathe out. Feel the joy of childhood and smile. And just breathe. Most of us know our Father or of Him. If not, maybe there's a father figure that helped raise you. But as you breathe in, see this father as a 5-year-old boy. Breathe out and smile to that 5-year-old boy who is a father. It's helpful to visualize your father as a 5-year-old boy, as fragile and vulnerable as you were when you were 5. Breathe in, see your father as a boy. Breathe out and smile to that 5-year-old boy. And just breathe. Maybe this is the first time you're able to see your father as a vulnerable little child. And you begin to understand your father might have been a victim like you when he was 5, maybe abused by his father, maybe didn't have a chance to meet a teacher or have a sangha to take care of his wounds. That is why he allowed that seed of suffering to rise up in him and had transmitted that internal information to you. To get back at him is now unjust. He needs to be helped and not to be punished. So as you breathe in, see your father as a 5-year-old boy. And as you breathe out, may you smile at that young boy. And just breathe. This is a smile of understanding and of compassion. The young man that Thich Nhat Hanh was speaking of also got a picture of his father as an adult, and he placed that picture on the table in his room. Every time he was to leave the room, he would stop by, turn on a light, look into the eyes of his father, and practice mindful breathing. Breathe in, this is my father. Breathe out, I smile to my father. And in time and with practice, the young man eventually was able to write that letter and reconcile his feelings. As you continue to breathe, feel warmth from the center of your body radiate outward. Feel safe. Be gentle with yourself. Be at peace. Be with joy. And just breathe. One more time, recognize yourself as a child of 5 or 6, playful, innocent, filled with wonder. And just smile as that child. And just breathe. As I breathe in, I see me as a child. As I breathe out, I smile at the child. And just breathe. And one last time, as you breathe in, see yourself as that child, warm and safe, full of joy and wonder. And as you exhale, smile at the child. And just breathe. And gently take a deep, cleansing breath as we slowly return back to the room. Gently return back to one another within the Sangha. All of us together as children and adults as one.
Back to you, Marty.
Let's go ahead and take a moment to get into position, and we'll just do a dedication of merit. As we take a deep breath this evening, and as we breathe, we brought forward the idea of imagining ourselves and our Father as young children. As Julia mentioned, this can be a heavy subject. So as we go forward in our day and week ahead, may we recognize that everyone we come across at one point is a 5-year-old child, unless of course you come across somebody that's 4 or younger. May we recognize the child in everyone. And to keep it on the light side, and we had a lot of new people, I will end with a poem. Guests, you are welcome. Here, be at your ease. Show up when you're ready. Leave when you please. We're happy to share with you such as we've got, the leaks in the roof, the soup in the pot. You don't have to thank us or laugh at our jokes. Sit deep and come often. You're one of the folks. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Namaste.